Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. We're back at the desk. Back at the desk. A couple weeks off. Yay. Nice little blooper reel. Interview with Mastiff. Thank you again, Mastiff, for that.
Thank you.
Lots of views. Very interesting. Hope you and your family and friends are doing okay after what happened in El Paso. We're all thinking of you, praying for you.
Yeah. Crazy
Pretty
weekend.
crazy. And thank you also again to Chris Marvel for allowing us to use Hybrid to conduct the interview there. Yeah. It was a lot of fun and love the new school.
We should all do the Marvel pose.
Marvel pose. All right.
Okay.
As Chris would say, that's the extent of his charisma. So anyway.
Wow.
He would say it himself.
He does say that himself.
That's true.
Anyway, today we are going to be previewing NXT TakeOver Toronto and talking about WWE SummerSlam. Woo! So if you got any comments or predictions yourself, you can tweet them at us at CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe here to the
Countdown City YouTube
channel. I know. You can comment here with this video. So
I don't even point anymore.
Before we get to the weekend shows, we're going to do a quick little update on the G1 Climax tournament.
The most unpredictable thing of all time.
Yeah. So much has happened.
Well, this is out of order.
I know. Well, I just put that there. It's easy to
How are my
that up.
picks going?
Well, yours aren't too bad, actually. Moxley's number one in Block B, who you have to win it all. And Kenta was undefeated, but he's lost 3 since, so he's sitting in third place.
That's not bad, though.
It's not bad. He's still in there.
How's my pick going?
Not very good.
Yeah, no.
Who was your pick again?
Isn't your mathematically out?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Everyone below this little line that I put in here, y'all can't see it, but is mathematically eliminated from the Climax.
And so
we
for
can
the,
see
see
it.
it.
It's right there.
I can see it.
They can't.
Oh.
Yeah, they can, because I bet you it's right up there.
No, I'm not going to put it.
Dang
Anyway.
so for those who are mathematically out.
Yeah, the ones that are mathematically eliminated, Sonata, Zack Sabre Jr., Lance Archer, who had a great win the night you were there, too. Will Ospreay and Bad Luck Fale. I don't think anyone's surprised Bad Luck Fale's not.
I don't think Fale even cares.
Archer's already out?
Archer's already out.
Dang.
Mathematically. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it sucks.
Interestingly, Okada, he finally had his first loss. I believe it was to
Sonata.
That's
and
right.
I couldn't believe it.
You know,
he beat him with 13 seconds left in the match.
Nice.
Wow.
He beat him at 29 minutes 47 seconds, I think it was. And he was like, it was down to the wire with that win.
Unbelievable. Interestingly enough, there hasn't been a single draw in this on any block either. Block B right now, Moxley does lead. He has had his first 2 losses in New Japan. And technically his first 2 losses since reappearing on the Indies and leaving WWE. And first one, you enjoy. I know the guys at Tiger Drive Radio are pretty pissed off.
I love it so much.
Who was his first loss to, Tommy?
Toru Yano.
By countouts of all things.
To who?
Toru Yano.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Why? What's that even mean? I don't know.
Because Toru Yano is such
He's such a jackass.
He
really.
is. But a quick history. Toru Yano is actually one of the original 2 members of Chaos. Him and Shinsuke Nakamura started Chaos together. But he used to have be a tough guy and everything. But he kind of just let himself become a bit of. He's been at this for years, so let himself become a bit of a comedy wrestler. He undoes the turnbuckle immediately when a match starts.
That's
the referees
true.
have to stop him, and he'll take advantage of the referees putting the turnbuckle back to cheat all he can.
That's right.
And
Every match he's in.
He beat Moxley with a count out.
Beats Moxley with a count out, and then Jay White got the second W over Moxley, this time by pinfall. So that was the first pin. So,
but just the
not
fact,
clean though.
But the fact that Yano can claim I beat him first is just I can just see that as a shirt that he'll have for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
it'll be on his next DVD. I promise you, it'll be on his next DVD.
So if the final were to start today, the championship would be Okada versus Moxley.
Yep,
that'd be a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough,
my pick's still in there.
Sonata being the only one to defeat Okada, you think Sonata's going to get a title shot very soon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For one, they need to have a rubber match. Okada does not like having someone who a win-loss against someone. He historically, he even did this with Kenny Omega. He just wanted a match with Kenny Omega just to settle who was better because he couldn't stand having a draw against the guy. And when he has a draw, when he has a series with someone and they're 1-1 or 2-2 apiece, he wants a tiebreaker every single time.
All right. And then, of course, Jay White will probably get a shot at Moxley if Toriano doesn't get one first.
I
Only
hope
'cause Jay
Toriano
White
gets one first.
got
Please,
the
God,
pin,
let
so-
Toriano get one first.
Anyway, there's 4 more nights, right? Yeah, 4 more nights
Yeah.
of this until they get to the championship. Everyone still has 2 more matches to go.
Yeah.
We'll see how this plays out. It's getting pretty close to the wire. So, and everyone Block B is still mathematically in play.
Yeah.
Hashtag
They're
math.
they're not out yet.
Yep.
Hashtag man.
Hashtag math. There you go. Now on to TakeOver. It's going north of the border.
Eh?
Yeah, going to Toronto. NXT TakeOver is back, and it's a hell of a lineup. This
It is.
5 matches only, but man, this is going to get interesting. We're going to start with.
Is it only 5?
It's only 5
So far, unless they add
It's usually
Breezango.
5 for TakeOver
That's, all,
shows.
that's always been
Yeah,
the
that's
I
norm.
true.
thought they were gonna add whoever won that breakout tournament. No.
They haven't
don't
put
think
that
they-
yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
guess
So
not.
I think it's just they get a future title
Oh.
match when
Yeah.
they won, not specifically. A
So,
takeover.
Originally, I think it did say to take over, but I guess they decided.
just
might
couldn't
have.
fit it in probably. Anyway, Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai, which I predict is probably going to be the match that steals this damn show.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't think it's going to be first because they have a tendency to put the tag teams first. But this feud is going to get pretty violent, I think. So,
I think so.
yeah. Tina, do you want to pick first on this
Sure.
one?
This was really hard. Actually, a really hard pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Candice,
All right.
just because I feel like it's for her time to, finally show. I mean, like, stand out.
Mhm.
And I think having a match with Io is gonna be amazing. And it's just Io. It's gonna be some kind of really interesting, I think, ending that'll not only put Candice LeRae over, but it'll also make Io Shirai look really strong.
Okay.
So I just think that match is gonna be awesome.
Tommy, who you got?
I got Io Shirai. I just think she's gonna take full advantage of this heel persona and maybe even have some shenanigans to cheat and win.
All right. Mike, what about you?
Same. I'm gonna go with Io. I think with the turn, it's time to build her up a bit. And Candice, like we've talked about with a lot of different wrestlers, she immediately fits. Even like Gargano into that kind of underdog face. So I think she could take a loss and not really be hurt by it. And just,
No, she never was in PWG. No matter how many times she lost,
Yeah.
she kept getting back in there.
And so I think it helps Io. I think Candice will look strong, but get defeated, and Io
Make Candice
Io will
look strong.
either
gosh.
cheat or just kind of be vicious.
I think we're going to see a side of Io we haven't seen yet. Something like they really got to establish her
You
as
guys
the
really
next
want to
heel.
pick against me? I'm pretty good at this.
We're picking against you.
Just kidding.
Wow.
Well, in
Calling
her,
us out.
in her defense, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I'm only good at WWE. I'm not
exactly.
Good.
So I'm saying she might be right about all this. Like,
No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to say that just to jokingly.
Oh, are we adding in my WWE 2K17 universe so I can be an expert at something?
Sure, why not? All right, I'm going with
Try a
Io.
little harder.
I think she's really got to establish
Ryder's
herself as
world
a big
champ.
heel. I don't know how
He should
much
have been.
longer they're going to keep Shayna down in NXT. I say down, but then again, NXT is so good. Do you really want to leave?
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't want the Street Profits to leave there. I don't.
Yeah, well, they're going back and forth, so that's been pretty good.
We want smoke.
For comic relief.
Yeah, I know. NXT North American Championship is defended in a triple threat. Velveteen Dream defending against Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong.
I was so happy when Pete Dunne showed up. Oh my god.
Well, that said, you're such a big fan of Pete Dunne. Are you picking Pete
Yep,
Dunne to
I am.
grab this? All right.
I'm picking Pete Dunne.
Tommy's going with Pete Dunne.
I am picking the
I'm-
guy who damn near beat Walter.
I'm doing the same thing, and to add in, I think he's going to pin Strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually along the same lines Mike is thinking that Dunne's going to win and not pin Dream.
Right.
So,
Velveteen Dream.
I picked Velveteen Dream.
you're picking Dream.
He was in the commercial.
Lone wolf. He was in the commercial.
He was in the WWE
For the 2K20 commercial.
That's true. That's true.
So
That's
he's
true.
keeping it.
There weren't many.
Unless he's moving up.
Any other NXT
I don't
people.
think so.
There really wasn't.
There's
I
no
don't
room.
think so.
There's no room for him to move up right now. I don't think they're gonna do
There was
that.
current legend.
Unless he reveals he was the one driving the car.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, but no.
That would be
No,
interesting.
I already told you. They already saw who it was.
Yeah, Saw.
It was
They saw it,
Rikishi.
but was it really Rowan? Oh my God, Rikishi.
He did it for The Rock.
Duh. We'll see.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I did it for The Rock.
That would be an interesting way to
I
bring
did
it
it
to
for
Dream.
the people.
But
I don't think he would wrestle Roman. No offense.
yeah, we'll see. Now, we mentioned the Street Profits already. They're defending their titles against the Undisputed Era. And I know Tina's going to be pretty conflicted on this, so I'm just going to wait for her to go last. So, Mike, who you got?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm going to go with the Undisputed Era to win them back.
All right.
Because, I mean, surely they just can't keep the Street Profits on as comic relief, for backstage skits.
Oh, they can.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I know. As I'm
To
saying,
quote you haven't met Vince McMahon.
right? As I'm saying it, I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
but yeah, I don't feel confident about this one, but I think I'm going to go Undisputed.
All right. I'm thinking it's staying on the Street Profits. I think for that reason, while they are back and forth as providing a little comic relief on Raw, it's putting more eyes on NXT. I think that's the goal. The idea being that, hey, we have this NXT tag team that's pretty good. Watch them on Wednesdays so that they don't lose viewership to AEW. They're trying to compete in one way, and I think that's the way they're doing it. So they're keeping it on the Street Profits. Tommy, who you got?
I got the Street Profits.
All right.
For a lot of the reasons you said. And just because I think I don't know if the Undisputed Era will get called up soon. I just think that they may be on the way, so they're just trying to help build up the teams until then.
Okay. All right, Tina, moment of truth.
I'm gonna go with. See, and I'm. I don't know.
I will guarantee you're not going to lone wolf whoever you pick on this one.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna go with Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
Ride or die with the Undisputed Era. All right.
I like the Street Profits, but I don't know. I have that feeling too that they're gonna be probably moved up soon.
Mm-hmm.
The Street Profits, just because they have a lot of charisma.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
And
Funny as
they're
hell.
pretty decent wrestlers. So
Yeah.
The little milk thing
and
they
I
did with
think
Kurt
you.
Angle.
I think you.
The milk
would-
thing was hilarious.
I think it wouldn't be bad to have Undisputed Era be two or three time? Two time.
Multiple times, yeah.
I
Two-time
think
champion.
it's
3 times. No?
3?
Is it 3?
It would
I
be
feel
3.
like it's
I think it's
It
going
would
to be
be
3.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can have them be a multiple champion.
Yeah, you
Like,
can. I mean, you can easily.
Well, it'd be 3 for Kyle O'Reilly, I think, because he's one that
yeah.
wants the
Right,
fish and
right,
wants
right.
the strong, while
Yeah.
Fish was
I
hurt.
think you're
so-
right, yeah.
But
there
the
you go.
whole Undisputed
That's
Era
true,
team
Oh, yeah, I know. They
would
have
be
all the
3
gold.
time.
Now, the NXT Women's Championship, which, man,
That's a tough one
as
too.
much as we hate Baszler, man, you're heavy in anticipation. Is she going to lose it this time? Is she going to lose this time? Somehow retains. It's one of those things. So.
Yeah, you are.
Now, Mike is wearing the shirt of her challenger, Mia Yim. Is he going with Mia Yim?
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Like, if I'm going to wear the shirt, I kind of got to pick them. So,
All right.
I am. Again, it's a combination of like, I don't think Shayna has anything else to do. Like, she's been a great champ, but it's kind of stalled.
Mm-hmm.
And in the storyline, Mia's like one of the few, if not the first, that's taken out Sharif and
Jessamine.
Jessamine. Yeah. You know, they did videos where she attacked them in and around the PC, and you know they
true.
hadn't really gotten to them before in previous feuds. So yeah, I think it's time.
All right. Tina?
I'm gonna disagree with him.
Ooh.
And I feel like they're gonna have Shayna win, like be one of those people that keeps it and then just like drops it when she goes to the main roster. Only because I feel like when they do put her in the main roster, they're gonna put her against Becky probably, and they're gonna make her look strong. In a sense that she's not.
waiting for it.
In a sense that she hadn't. In a sense that she doesn't lose to anyone
Yeah.
in
That's
NXT.
true.
So that's my assumption. So I'm gonna say that she's gonna keep it. So,
All right.
I'm not changing my pick.
even though I'm excited about Mia Yim. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time I think of Shayna Baszler, I keep picturing with the picture window of what's her name's wedding they were at, and she had like a cane, and I did a whole meme. I was like, look at Pimp Shayna over here. It's like
there you go.
look like somebody's uncle at a cookout. What the hell?
Wow.
I'm going with Shayna also. And I think it's Mia Yim. I think if she's going to take the title, she'll get it eventually, but it would just be crazy to me. Yeah, that's it. That for so many people have had multiple shots at Shayna, can't beat her, and then someone's going to show up just the first time. Granted, they kind of did it with Kairi Sane, but still, I just right now I feel like they're really just putting more and more heat on Shayna as much as they can keep it. They can, so I think Shayna's going to retain. And Tommy, what about you?
Now I'm going Mia Yim.
All right.
It wouldn't be the first time NXT had someone challenge for the first time against that champion and beat him. And honestly, I'm just reminded of old school ROH with that. Like, I remember when Samoa Joe and CM Punk were there, everyone swore to God Punk was going to be the one to unseat Joe. Then out of nowhere, Austin Aries beat him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That cracked me up. I couldn't believe it.
I think for me also, it's like if you have this athlete and Bianca Belair not beat Shayna, like who are you gonna have beat Shayna?
Mm-hmm.
A good wrestler.
Well, they didn't even have Io beat her, so
That's true.
that's what I'm telling
fair.
you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still going to be him.
Yeah.
All right, the NXT Championship is going to be defended in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first fall is a street fight, which was picked by Gargano. The second fall, just a singles match, which was picked by the champion Adam Cole.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That was weird and lame.
So the third fall, if necessary, is going to be revealed by William Regal.
It's gonna go 3.
We're recording this on a Tuesday. I don't know if they're going to reveal what the third fall would be on NXT tomorrow, or if they're just going to wait till that night. We're not.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna wait till that night.
Yeah. So
Probably.
Make it
Would
exciting.
anybody find it funny if it just went 2 straight falls and they never got to the third one?
that would be interesting.
That'd be hilarious.
I doubt
It depends how much time they have left in the broadcast, right?
I doubt it. But yeah.
I'm sporting the shirt. I'm just going to say I think Adam Cole's going to retain. I think it's going to go 3 falls. But interestingly enough, I think Adam Cole's going to win the street fight and Gargano's going to win the singles
I
match.
was actually thinking the same thing
It's
about
gonna
the
be one
match
of those
time.
things where they're going to win each other's stipulations. So I'm going with Cole to
Do you want to
retain,
guess
though.
what the third
Ladder match.
ladder match?
It's either ladder
Judy
match or
Bagwell on a pole match.
What?
I don't know what he's saying.
Old WCW joke.
Oh my God.
I'm mad that I understood what he was talking about.
Sorry.
WCW.
Oh, WCW.
Oh, man.
You could provide us so many laughs until you went to hell.
My thought is ladder match. It's the easiest to set up. You put the belt, you string it up to the ceiling, and boom.
Why
go
do they
for
keep
it.
so many ladders under the ring?
I know. So it seems like the easiest thing to set up. If you're not going to, I mean, if you put a cage or a cell, you're just going to kind of spoil it.
The only 2 things I could see, and with the street fight, it kind of makes it less likely as a last man standing.
That's the thing I was thinking.
Yeah, because
So-
they're both going to be dead. That'll last like
Right.
5 minutes.
Or Hell in a Cell. Sorry, I don't know
God.
I
why.
mean, if you put a cage or a cell, you're just going to spoil it when
No,
you're
no.
walking the arena.
Elimination. Oh, wait.
That would suck.
Elimination Chamber. 4 guys come out of from the back.
Punjabi prison. All right, Tina, go ahead while these guys are laughing.
This is really hard for me, but I think Adam Cole's gonna retain,
Baby.
even though I love Johnny.
Yep. All right, Tommy, who you got?
Johnny Gargano.
All right.
Honestly, I just feel like it's gonna be him.
We're gonna go back and forth. You think?
Yeah, I think we said that once before, like the last time, and I just think it's happening sooner than I expected. But I think Gargano's gonna win it this time.
Okay. And Mike.
Still thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'm
Tommy.
just trying to think of that third stipulation. What other ridiculous shit can I come up with?
No, I mean, you know the rule about jokes. If you don't get it in a couple seconds, just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna go Adam Cole.
It's gonna be a Texas Bull Rope match.
Baby.
That's gonna be the last match.
In Canada, of all places.
In Canada.
And there it is.
There it
Canadian
is.
Stampede match.
Kidding.
Wow. That'd be.
Blindfold match. God no. Please
Submission
God no.
match. No.
That wouldn't
That would
be bad.
actually be
That'd actually be pretty cool, actually.
Well, I don't know. Do
And
they
that's
really
not
have
a
submission
prediction.
No, but that
That's, a spoiler.
She got it! Hey!
you messed it up.
Woo!
You got the original statement right, but you messed up the.
Tina, she'll watch herself on the blooper reel, but she's cracking up the whole time. So.
That blooper reel was fantastic.
That was great.
No, the best was Tommy.
Oh, God.
Or Mike's reactions. They were great.
Reactions were fantastic.
Especially when he was Tyler Breeze. That was great.
Oh man, those were so funny.
All right. Well,
Good times.
those are our predictions for the Saturday show. NXT TakeOver Toronto. They always attempt to steal the weekend, so they're going to give it their best shot and say, "Hey, what do you guys got on the main roster?" Well, so far 10 matches have been announced for SummerSlam. I say so far because they always happen to throw in like 1 or 2 extra that end up on the pre-show.
Yeah.
See,
Got to be joking.
Yeah.
you got to be joking
Interestingly
me.
enough, neither, or I should say, none of the tag titles are on the line so far on this card.
You gotta be joking me.
Yeah.
Look at my shocked face.
Anyway, so we're going to start with a match that, believe it or not, really doesn't have as much of a build-up and is probably the easiest to predict, and that's Finn Balor versus Bray
Finn
Wyatt.
Balor is going to lose. He's going to
Yeah,
lose.
okay.
So I would say, is anyone actually picking Finn for this one?
No, because he's
Sad,
not the
but
demon.
no.
Sad.
No.
Yeah, sad to say, but
And
no.
the report's already out there. He's going to take a couple
He's
months
not
off.
the demon. He's getting weeks off.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, we're all
as
going
much
with
as I
Bray.
want to pick
The
Finn, no.
Fiend.
Oh my God! It's Prince Devitt.
How about the Fiend using the mandible claw now as well, too, as a submission? So
That's pretty. I
Yeah.
like that.
I like that.
Yep.
Everyone wants to be McFoley, which is true.
Yeah.
Now on to the next match here. Ziggler, and this was kind of unintentionally spoiled by WWE when they called Dave Meltzer asking, "How did you know about Goldberg's match?" And was like, "I never said anything about Goldberg's match." So damn good.
I didn't know that's how that happened.
So Meltzer basically had put on his Wrestling Observer newsletter that Ziggler's going to have a match at SummerSlam. We don't know who it's against yet. He got contacted by WWE and they said, "How did you know Goldberg was going to have a match?" He's like, "I didn't say anything about Goldberg having a match, but thank you for confirming." And so, yeah. So the surprise of Goldberg's reappearance on Monday was kind of spoiled by WWE unintentionally or intentionally. Who knows? Whoever that was might possibly be getting the Robert Evans treatment. Let go. Anyway,
Yikes.
so Goldberg is coming in, and basically Ziggler is going in the way of challenging all the legends. He took out Rey Mysterio tonight on SmackDown. So now his first challenge is going to be against Goldberg.
Because it should have been me.
I think this is Goldberg's redemption for what happened in Saudi Arabia.
That's what I was thinking
I
too.
hope.
We hope he's not traveling across the pond. So
It won't be as hot.
Yeah, that's true. It'll be indoors in Canada for crying out loud.
And sweaty.
So, all right.
Okay.
So, based on
Should have
that,
been me.
does anybody really think that Ziggler has a shot to win this?
Nope.
Nope.
No, but I just want to see the sell-in he does in this match.
Yeah. He's gonna sell like
I
crazy.
do want to see.
I hope it's Mr. Perfect, Shawn versus Hogan level of over the top selling.
He's gonna sell a spear by taking like 2 back somersaults and kind of thing, man.
That's
I hope he
Yeah.
takes a spear by flying out of the ring and jumping over the guardrail into the first row.
And then the fans throw him back in the ring,
I
like he wouldn't do it.
like The Rock selling a stunner.
I want to see him get jackhammered and then like kick straight up just so he can like flip over. Goldberg's like,
Get jackhammered, then stand up straight, and then fall back again.
Oh my god!
but yeah, I think we're all
Wait,
pretty gold.
there's a clip. I gotta find it and send it to you guys. There's a clip of Kenta back in his Pro Wrestling Noah days. He does the go to sleep. I think it's to Taiji Ishimori, and Ishimori takes it and does a backflip. He stands up, does a backflip. I was like, Ishimori, you overselling son of a bitch.
Does The Rock or Scott
Yeah,
Hall sell to
bro.
the stunner?
Yeah.
Gotta love it. All right, then
Speaking of stunners,
speaking of stunners, Kevin Owens. I'm kind of enjoying him doing the stunner here thing.
Yeah, me too.
This is the whole Owens McMahon. Austin McMahon is now Owens versus
Austin
Shane.
McMahon, who's that?
Austin versus McMahon.
Austin,
Damn it.
you know, it was this
Yes.
guy back in the 90s. He was okay.
So the stipulation on this is
It was
that
that
if
early
More
2000s
than
indie wrestler trying to get over.
Yeah, you know, he had this gimmick about beer or something. I don't know.
all right, if Kevin Owens
Sorry.
loses, he must quit WWE, and they did.
AEW confirmed.
Oh my god!
I had a feeling Mike was going to say something like that. I was like, wait for it.
He'll be at All Out.
I would love that, actually. He just shows up and just starts
Wow.
beating up
I got fired.
whoever was the AEW World title.
He actually on SmackDown tried
Hi,
to say,
guys!
"Hey Shane, you need to put your career on the line too," and Shane was like, "No." So
That's lame, right?
yeah, because he said, "Hey, you're the one that came up with the idea, so it's on you."
Oh, man.
So are we helping Kevin Owens on this one?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
no, people have been fired for like a week. Like
That's true,
Cena
too.
and-
He's already been fired before.
No,
Yeah,
that's a good
he has.
point.
He's one of those, so no.
All right, I pick Kevin Owens.
Okay, this has been easy so far.
I like.
Yeah,
but
I was like, keep it
of course,
moving. Keep it
I
moving.
do like when he became face when Dolph Ziggler. It should have been you. It should have been you, and it was you for a while, but then it wasn't.
We were there. That was
That's
awesome.
right. You guys were there for that.
We
That
were
was-
cracking up so hard.
Yeah, we were.
That was pretty.
God,
That was pretty
so
funny.
You're not. He's like, when's Bailey coming out?
But the sad part is that was probably the highlight of that SmackDown night. So because
Yeah.
the rest of his promos.
What,
and
Bailey
everything.
come
Or Kofi giving the finger. That was
Kofi giving the finger.
Don't think it was pretty good. Yeah.
Now, Canada, Toronto's been getting a lot of these. Legend coming back and getting challenged by a younger talent. Trish Stratus against Charlotte Flair. You lucky people in Toronto, you already got one hometown person with Gail Kim putting over Tessa Blanchard on her last match. Do you think this is the last match for Trish
No.
in her
No.
home country?
Hey
No.
guys, remember when she was called Queen of Queens a long time ago? Nobody does.
Nope.
So,
She has the most. Well, besides Charlotte, she has the most title reigns, doesn't she?
She's
Did you-
blonde.
did you-
Is that a shock to you?
But did you see what they said on Twitter?
No, what?
Okay, so Charlotte posted a picture of her versus Trish. She's put 9/7, and then Trish said, "Does it really count if none of the reigns lasted longer than a week?"
Oh,
Well,
dang.
didn't Bailey say something like
Bailey said something, and I think Trish said something, and I can't remember. It went back and forth like that for a minute. I got to find
that? I think Bailey said.
Bailey just said, "Let's wrestle."
Well, no. I think after Charlotte said that, like Bailey said, like your last one barely lasted 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then because Charlotte came back with like, I know it was really hard on me. I went back to the locker room and cried on the floor or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Oh,
gosh.
But Trish did say something like that.
Yeah, no,
But you're right. Yeah, Bailey did get in on that too.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one. So,
I agree.
I'll start with you, Tommy. Who are you picking for this match?
I'm ride or dying with Trish. She when I got back into wrestling, she was my first wrestling love, and I ride or die with Trish Stratus. I don't care what's going on. Pretty much.
Mike, who you
yeah.
got? I believe.
This is hard.
It is because common sense would say you put over the younger person, but it's in her hometown.
Mm-hmm. That's the tricky one.
Plus, not to be kind of fun, this is what I'm thinking too, but I think that Natalia's not going to win. So you have to have one hometown hero win.
Yeah.
That, and I also think that they still might try to build up Trish and Lita going for the tag belts.
Well,
Yeah, I think you're
Natty's not really from Toronto. She's from
Well,
Calgary.
I know, but she's still from Canada.
Okay.
and you know WWE, they count Canada as a town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know what? I'm gonna go with
True, eh?
I'm gonna go with Tommy. I'm gonna go with Trish.
All right.
It's hard.
I'm going to go with Charlotte. It would just, honestly, it would suck if you're putting this person over as a huge star and you have her lose to a legend.
Well, I mean,
know?
but at the same time,
she's a
though,
legend.
At the same time, though,
get
this
that,
is
but-
Charlotte. Would her losing really hurt her that
Yeah.
bad?
No.
I mean, because like at worst, if she loses, she would just beat the crap out of Trish immediately after the bell's rung, and then ring Trish's bell.
And then Lita would show up.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I like
there you
this.
go.
To save her.
Or then Andrade and Zelina will come out and help.
No,
Charlotte.
they're not.
I know
No,
they're
they're
not. I know they're not. I'm kidding. Wouldn't it be funny?
Well, Tina, who you going with?
Oh, man. Common sense wants me to pick Charlotte, but part of me wants to pick Trish because they're in hometown. And like I said, I feel like they still want some things from Trish as far as like tag title, Lita, and other things. Like Trish looks, she's in phenomenal shape. So
She does. I think that yoga strikes again.
Do you think Trish and Lita could make a comeback one for the tag titles?
I feel also that Trish could kind of, in a way, like beating Charlotte would tell her, like, you know, you better like humble yourself.
Got a
bring
long
it
way
down,
to go. Got a long
bring
way
it
to
da-
go, kid.
Bring it down, bring it down a notch, kind of thing. So I guess I'm gonna pick Trish.
All right. I'm lone wolf in this. All right.
Lone Wolf. Go ahead, JC. Oh no, you gotta do Baron Corbin. You gotta go.
Oh.
You got to ask him what drinks you want.
Gotta ask. You gotta ask how many's in your party.
The old Applebee's bartender joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's,
Then you just gotta ask how many's in your party.
All right.
You gotta fix your vest too.
I know. Anybody here have a hall pass? All right.
Wow.
Gotta love Applebee's. Anyway, Cruiserweight Championship. Drew Gulak is defending against Oni Lorcan. We just found out because they just finished a six-pack
That's what I was
challenge on
showing them
205
earlier.
Live.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This
Own
is
it.
sadly probably going to be on the
six-pack
pre-show.
the fastest? Is that what?
I don't know.
It's probably gonna be on the pre-show.
Probably be on the pre-show, sadly. But this is, I mean, what are we 205 Live? Hey, we're going to announce the challenger right before the pay-per-view. There's really not a whole lot of build-up to this, with just some six-pack challenge. So, that being said, I'm going with Drew Gulak.
Same.
Tina as well. Mike, Tommy, who's picking what?
I want to go, but I've heard a lot of people saying so many good things about Oni.
We've seen it. We know we're
Yeah,
familiar with
yeah,
Texas.
but just like, I mean, like people hyping him up and stuff.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm kind of like.
I'm gonna go with Gulick though. I just
Okay. Tommy?
No pressure.
I don't. I'll go Gulak too. I just. I don't know. I want to say I want to pick Oney Lorcan. I just don't think it's gonna be his time.
You got to have
now.
a build-up to
Not
get
yet.
the title off,
Yeah.
I think. That's just me.
Yeah, me too.
And again, 205 Live is just random sometimes. I'm like,
True.
what? Who won?
Sadly, but they have some great matches.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Best
This
matches
next
of
one
the
is
shows,
hard.
right? Yes, it is. AJ
Yeah,
Styles.
You know what? A good amount of these matches are hard, except for,
Yes,
except for
surprise.
maybe one.
AJ Styles defending his U.S. Championship
Maybe
against
not.
Ricochet, and AJ back to being heel AJ with the OC.
Ride or die.
oh Jesus.
Ride or die. I'm picking AJ.
Say you read it out with both of them, so which one you going?
No, I am right or die. Who is my favorite wrestler?
I know who your favorite wrestler is. I'm just saying you love Ricochet
Lethal.
too.
If anybody.
Jay Lethal, there we go.
Oh damn, that's true. No, but remember we
Gotcha.
remember we ranked this. We ranked
I know.
I don't even remember what happened
was
last
AJ,
week.
2 was Jay Lethal, 3 was Daniel Bryan.
All right. Anyway,
Just
That's
saying.
so
Tina's
quiet.
going with AJ. Tommy, who you got?
They wrestled each other. I would not know what to pick.
I'll go with AJ. Because I'm so conflicted with this one.
Calm
AJ.
down, Lou J.
Go with AJ, Lou J.
This is AJ with a question mark. I'm going with AJ?
I think they're trying to build that OC.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
that
me
reason.
too.
For that reason, I'm
The
going with
only
AJ.
club that matters.
Yeah,
That's right.
OC. I think of like a.
The
I'm waiting.
freaking
I'm waiting
teeny
for.
bopper
I'm
show
waiting
when I was
for.
a
I'm
kid.
waiting for Tama Tonga or Jay White to cut a promo about that.
The OC.
OC, the Orange County.
That's the first thing I thought of.
me too.
When they said that, I was like, Orange County.
Orange County?
California.
California.
It's a good movie.
love.
It's a good movie. Orange County.
Oh, yes, that one is, yes.
It's a good movie, Orange County.
Might as well just call him Laguna.
We're going from one movie to show to movie.
California.
I know. All right, Mike, who you picking?
I'm gonna go with the AJ. I think they're building up the OC. Yeah.
Sorry, you might as well just call him Laguna Beach. All right, SmackDown Women's Championship: Bayley versus Ember
Oh,
Moon.
this is so hard for me too.
This build-up has been weird, and I think they really kind of killed Ember this week on SmackDown.
Yeah, they did.
Because they
What
had
happened?
Natty.
Yeah, I missed it.
She was wrestling Natty on SmackDown, and the finish of the match, they're fighting on the outside, and Natty just puts Ember in a freaking sharpshooter and takes the loss that way.
And we're just like, what?
Just some like random sharpshooter outside the ring,
So-
takes the
You
count
have her
loss,
lo-
just
you
to
have her
send a
lo-
statement to Becky.
Oh,
But they make Ember look weak going into her match.
Yeah.
against
But no,
Bayley.
but she did it to Becky too, though.
Yeah, she did Becky the night before, but then she just did it to Ember Moon before.
Do we still have a wild card rule going on? or-
I have
Is
no
there
idea
phasing
what's
it out,
happening
I guess,
anymore.
But
Is there just mass chaos?
They're
Like anyone
slowly
can
trying
be
to phase it
rubber?
out, but yeah, it's still
Bayley had to come down and make the save for Ember. That was the weird part about it. They didn't throw any fisticuffs after hitting each other with finishers back and forth.
It
But
was the weirdest thing. We were like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I've heard a lot of people say this, and I
You're
kind of
picking AJ,
agree.
right?
mhm.
Okay.
I think the hardest thing that works against Ember is she doesn't really have a defined character or like
Charisma.
person. Not even charisma. Like, what is she? What
is she
is
good?
she?
Is
you
she
know?
bad? What what?
Yeah,
what
they won't.
exactly-
They
Like,
won't. They won't say.
I think to her, to them, it's just her finisher.
Like, yeah, it well definitely is. I
Yeah.
feel like they should have gone with some sort of like warrior princess, but like emphasize that and go into things for her.
I guess because
Um,
it's too close to Sarah Logan's, I guess.
I don't know.
They
And
would've-
originally she was a war goddess, but then when she made it to WWE, they already had Alexa being the goddess. So you can't have war goddess and then the goddess. It was
And
just
you used
kinda
to have like the eye things, and maybe it was kind of werewolf. I don't know, but like they just never like stuck on
defined
something,
on, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna go with Bailey. I think it's gonna be a good match.
At least they didn't call it the Moon Experience.
Oh my God, yeah.
The whole time you were talking, I was just waiting to throw that one in.
The Apollo
I
experience.
sometimes don't.
Whoa. The original name of that move, Ad Experience, and that's a whole nother thing.
Yes.
I sometimes wonder.
For those that don't know, look it up.
I sometimes wonder why they gave her that name.
Ember Moon.
Ember Moon.
Because they want the rights to.
No, I understand. I understand that
Okay,
part.
I don't know who comes
But
up
why?
with this
Why
shit.
would they pick that name of all things?
Well, like a
So they could call. So they could call it
and
the
she
Eclipse.
comes out in the moon, and
So they could call it the Eclipse.
Yeah.
well, then make her.
Let's
like
make a song with a crazy
then
entrance
make her
but
like a-
horrible lyrics.
Well, then make her like a wolf or something. You know what I mean? Like define it. Don't-
Right. No, I agree.
Change it.
And I think that's the biggest thing that's hurting her.
Yeah.
Originally, when she came out, I thought she was a
Bayley
Mortal Kombat
also.
character. Which
Bayley
which
also.
I
I'm
thought.
going with
Since everyone
Bayley
keeps
too.
talking.
But we still love you, Ember.
Yeah, we love you, Ember, but I'm sorry. The build-up for this has been horrible, and they really made you look weak on SmackDown going
Yep.
into this. Tommy, who you got?
Ride or die with Ember Moon. I'm lone wolfing this.
I love you.
I have a weird. Like I keep telling y'all, I feel weird feeling the person that's gonna dethrone Bailey is probably gonna be Sasha, in some weird way.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's what I'm saying.
Weird if she showed up at SummerSlam.
Even though Sasha did color her hair back to brown.
We'll see what they do with that.
I don't know because they said they didn't have anything storyline for her.
Speaking of Natalia,
How do you not? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
cool.
what
Let's
I.
move on.
That's
Let's
the
move on.
rumor.
All right. Speaking of Natalia, on to the Raw Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. This is a submission match. It's a sharpshooter versus the disarmer. So,
Disarmer.
Disarmer. Tina's going with the disarmer.
No offense to Natty, but no.
Yeah. Natty,
If you want
to Natty, but no.
no, because if you want Becky, she was in the first main event for WrestleMania with two other women who are thought to be the greatest ones, pretty much or the strongest ones, Ronda and Charlotte, and then you want her to lose to Natty. No offense, Natty, but no.
I got
no,
3 words for y'all. Toronto screw job.
no.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Becky.
I was gonna say that would be crazy.
That would be
right?
crazy
That
though.
would be crazy.
Well.
If she wins, people would be like, "What?"
But isn't that
I'm
what
going with
WWE
Becky.
wants?
Also,
Wouldn't
look,
make
nothing
sense.
against Natty. She's been at this a while, but it's night and day with Becky and Natty. They're both great in the ring. They
It's
both
true.
this is both great submissions. This is going to be a great match. But when it comes to promos,
Oh my god! Natty.
Becky is up here, and Natty is
Did you
down
see
here
the
with her
one
cats.
from yesterday? Oh my gosh! She Becky destroyed Natty, and then Natty comes up and he's like, "No, because I'm gonna win."
That's all you got
And
to
then there
say.
was like, "What?"
Listen up, Blue Jane. Tommy, who you got?
Becky, damn it.
I mean, I
For
no
the
offense,
$5
no
wrestling
offense to Natty,
championship.
but yeah. it's
Listen
just-
up, Becky.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to believe that she's gonna beat her when she's beaten all these really good
Right.
wrestlers.
Yeah.
There
That's
are
fair.
other good
One of
wrestlers.
these days, we're going to have to offense to people. We're always like, no offense.
No, we did say that.
No, I want to offend you. I'm specific.
With
No,
the-
it's-
we said that to
When
Sammy.
I know
just
she's a
kidding.
We say it
veteran,
to Sammy all the time.
and I know let's be honest, she got the title shot
Touche.
because the match is in Canada. Let's be
yeah,
honest
and
here.
it's
So
true.
that's just why they booked this show.
It's
one of my
just,
favorite comedians has a YouTube channel called "With All Due Offense." So like he's outright says, "We're going to offend you."
I need to look
It's
that
one
up.
of those things where she's just right now because they're going to Canada. That's like a filler match.
Yeah.
Who can we
Sadly.
put that
I
they're
said
going to
that 2
wrestle in
times. Why am I doing
Canada?
this, though?
Oh, Natty.
That's sad that you're right.
Yeah.
Now, Universal
Can we
Championship.
also talk about this one little thing?
Sure.
There's actually 3 women matches in this show and not the tag title.
That's true.
There's
Oh.
3
Well, like we
women
said, none of the
matches.
tag titles are on the
I
line
know,
so
but
far.
usually there's only 2 women matches.
This is true. That's a good
There's
point.
3.
There is 3.
Now, if one of them turns out to be in the pre-show, I doubt it, but
None of these 3 will be in the
not,
No.
if they are, I'll be shocked.
You can't put
Be
Trish
very
Stratus in the pre-show.
And you're putting
I
the
refuse
titles
to
on the
allow
pre-show?
it.
No, that
Sorry.
would be very weird.
That would be very weird.
Sorry, my anger took over.
Well, do you think there's a chance they have Alexa and Nikki against? No, they wouldn't put the women's tags on the pre-show.
Yeah, they would.
They would.
They
Yeah,
would.
they would.
That would
They-
suck.
they-
That would suck, but they
Because you're
would.
establishing a new title's not even a year old. And you're
But
already
how
gonna
do
put it on the
JC,
pre-show?
what do you have you
Have
just
you s-
watched them with the women's title? I
haven't-
know you love
haven't-
Alexa,
No,
but
but-
seriously,
But they haven't defended it. Like, Iconics didn't really defend it. In like,
Oh, I know, but it would suck if you're supposed to add some prestige to this and you're already
They're
got it on the
not
pre-show
doing
within less
it,
than a
though.
year.
JC,
They're not doing
I'm
it.
just
though.
saying.
put your Alexa blind.
I would have said the same thing if it was the Iconics.
But that's
or Bayley
exactly
Sasha.
what they've been doing.
But they did that. But
on the
but,
pre-show?
but
But
No,
no, but I
just-
mean,
they're-
they
they
haven't
make
even.
it-
been
but this
using
isn't
that.
without
Okay.
precedent. They did that with the cruiserweight title immediately after the cruiserweight classic.
And it
Well,
would-
that's shit because Vince.
And
we
it
knew
would be
Vince
like,
didn't do
anyways,
that.
if they announce a match for the tag, it would be like a filler match too. So why would you have a tag match that's just kind of like last minute been, put on the show in the main event, or not the main event, but
In
like
the main show.
In the main
That's
show.
why I hope they save it for the next pay-per-view. Get a big build-up with the Kabuki Warriors.
I hope so.
You need something. like
I
that,
mean, I
you know?
hope so, but
I
I wouldn't put it
hope so.
past
I hate
them.
the name, but
I wouldn't put it past them to put it on the show.
By the
as
way,
a
make sure you
pre-show.
got the right Twitter account, people.
I'm just telling you, I wouldn't put it past them to put it on the pre-show because you say it all the time. They always add 1 or 2 matches, and usually it's a tag match.
I'm not saying they're racist, but WWE literally thinks they look alike.
Oh, I
They all
know.
look the same.
I know. Gail Kim called it out on Twitter too. Like,
Oh, did
seriously.
you? I
No,
didn't
she
see
did.
that.
She called it out. She's like, seriously, these assholes are racist. She basically said that on Twitter. I'm not quoting her, but that's basically what she said when someone replied with that. So
Oh,
Well,
good
she said
times.
what she really said was they don't know what to do with Asians.
yeah, she said that many times, especially when it comes to them. Like they feel like they never put a title on Asian wrestlers, and when they do, they lose the title like a week before WrestleMania.
You two guys should totally be on the WWE writing team.
That'd be great.
Y'all, them two.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They love
I was like,
Asian
I can't-
women and
I can't
Asian
First of all,
things, so-
first
about me, I can't read.
First of all, if I ever got
Counting
hired
team?
as the head WWE writer, the first thing I have to do is tell every last one of you get out. All of you get out.
I'm bringing back Jimmy Jacobs.
Hell yeah! That's my first order of
I
business.
can't make that decision, but I mean,
And Robert Evans.
Yes.
and Robert Evans, yes,
And you're hiring Marvel.
I'd hire Marvel
as a trainer.
As a trainer.
No, he applied to be a writer, but he didn't make the qualifications. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's right.
I forgot about that. I'd hire Marvel.
He's pretty smart.
He is.
And I'm writing a
not a
storyline
lot
for
of
Sarah Del
charisma.
Rey.
But he's smart.
Wow.
She loves you, Chris. Don't worry. All right. Universal Championship.
Damn.
Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. God damn. I think I know who Tommy's going, so I'm just going to ask him
Can't believe we
first.
talked about that. That's funny.
Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Jeez, Seth Rollins. Come on, Seth Rollins. Come on, Seth Rollins.
All
Yeah,
right.
Seth Rollins.
Tina's going Seth Rollins. Mike.
I
I know. Mike.
No crying, Tommy. No crying.
I think it's going to be Brock with shenanigans.
I think he's right.
I think it's going to be Brock and a whole bunch of suplexes and crap because Seth is still nursing an
Wait,
injury.
did you just say Seth?
No, she did, and he
I
did.
did.
Oh, he. Okay,
Tommy
you're right.
did.
You're right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm out of it. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like with Brock, he's probably not going to drop the title until WrestleMania as it stands right now.
Another 8 effing months.
He'll be the most
Of
hated
this-
wrestler of the year
I
on
don't
PWI poll again.
care.
I know.
I think your kids are up.
I know, yeah, dude. Oh, no, they're not moving.
No, they're still asleep.
They're out.
Relax, Tommy. It's all good. Let's move on. WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston against Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
SOS.
Randy
Tina's
Orton.
going with Randy.
I have a feeling.
Randy Watson.
I have a feeling that he is the one
Yes.
to get the title from Kofi.
Okay. Tina's going with Randy.
Plus, he's my boyfriend. So.
I'm going to go with Kofi. I think they're going to give him a little bit of that payback, if you will,
Okay.
for 10 years ago. I think it'll be a good match.
RKO
but
out of nowhere.
at some point, probably.
Yeah, probably. It'll probably take like at least 2 or 3 to put Kofi down if he beats him.
Tommy?
Kofi.
Kofi. Okay.
But since
Duh.
hey, if you're thinking just because, well, you're right.
That's your boat Jamaican.
I mean, can we also talk about the fact of the lack of Hispanics on this show?
See.
The only Hispanic technically is Bailey, and they
Well,
never talk about that.
Apparently they had
This is
Mysterio Andrade planned, but they kind of nixed that idea.
It's supposed to be hair versus
Yeah, because
mask.
who wants that great match?
Well, it's supposed to be hair versus mask, which
Mexico?
I didn't think it was a good idea anyway. Just let them have a match. Why does it have to be hair versus mask?
Exactly. Let them have a great match, but
'Cause that's
we
what
can't have
always do
Lucha in Canada.
Mexico.
So,
Well, in Mexico,
Wow.
they build it up properly.
Touche.
in English and Spanish.
Yeah, in Mexico, it makes
Do
sense
we
when it's hair
have
versus
a-
mask.
Do we have a 24/7 champ
Title change?
title change?
In this
On
show?
SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have to
Oh,
have
yeah.
at least one.
Yeah, I think we're getting this one.
Yep. I'm just trying to think who it would be.
So WWE is like the
Maria.
MCU, not a lot of Hispanics.
Huh?
I said WWE is like the MCU, not a lot of Hispanics.
That's true.
Damn.
The ones who do talk a lot.
Damn. Hey, who'd you pick with this one?
It's a
I-
superpower.
He mentioned Luis from Ant-Man. I'm just...
That's what I mean. This is like the one who do they talk a lot.
All
All right, so Kofi, let me.
So this is what happened.
So
I
Kofi
wasn't-
wanted to be world champion, right?
you put a dime in the jukebox, gotta let her play out.
Baba Yaga.
This has been okay for a WWE Championship match. This has had a horrible build-up. It really has.
think
These
so.
guys haven't even been on TV this week. Meanwhile, Randy Orton's getting RKO'd by his wife into a swimming pool, which was hilarious. On
That was
Facebook.
actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
That was a pretty good arcade.
That was actually that was like really decent.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
yeah. But I am going with Randy Orton.
Turncoat.
No, I'm not a turncoat. I
Traitor.
just think that
He's my boyfriend, duh.
Well,
Kofi.
you're I know the reasons why you pick him. So.
No, well, I think Kofi's
Yeah, you do.
Kofi's kind of had it easy as far as having the title run since he won it.
What, he's-
And I think he
He's
needs a really crazy challenge to it. And I think it's been a horrible start to this program, but if they're going to really build something up between them, you got to have Orton win the title right now. And then Kofi win it back leading into
Yeah, we'll
Survivor Series.
I
We'll see.
disagree.
Yeah.
If it's not John Cena, Randy Orton.
Okay.
If it was John Cena,
Be honest with
if
you.
it was John Cena in this match, I'd absolutely say Cena was going to win it. Like,
Yeah.
like honestly,
But
just like
who else do they put besides Cena all the
Hogan.
time?
Oh,
Besides
Jesus Christ.
Hogan. He's too
Please,
old
dear
now.
God, just keep him in the video game.
But
That's
I'm just
it.
saying, who do they usually put if Cena's not
But
available?
that would be a PR nightmare.
Randy
Hogan
Orton.
beat the black guy for the WWE.
Dude, yes. that
That's where I was
would.
going.
Interesting note, though. I think Hogan is undefeated at SummerSlam.
Oh, jeez.
And that's apparently
he?
part of his creative control. He never wants to lose at
In
SummerSlam.
WWE, he only lost like 6 times total in his whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all those times he came back and wrestled like Randy Orton, Shawn
Oh,
Michaels,
you're
he never
right.
Lost at
He
SummerSlam.
never lost some. You're right. I forgot about that. You're right.
Hogan's creative control
Can the
clause.
guy even take a bump still?
Probably not.
I-
I don't think it's safe for him to.
Can
I
he
don't
take
think
it or
so.
can he survive it?
That's the
Oh,
question.
wow.
That's the question.
That's the question. Anyway, so 10 matches we picked for SummerSlam. If they add more and they're worth picking, stay tuned to our Twitter account. We'll put those picks up there as well. I wouldn't doubt if they put the Raw and the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line somehow or some way, but hopefully it's not too long of a night. So those are our picks. Let us know yours, and also let us know your comments as well for this NXT TakeOver. Talk a little bit of news that is broken. Obviously, by now you've heard All Elite Wrestling has announced the first 3 weeks of their TV shows where they're going to be. They're going to be in DC Week 1, Boston Week 2, and Philly Week 3. Come to San Antonio, guys. We're looking forward to it.
I already am putting that out there. And
Please.
Then the DC shows sold out in like, what, an hour?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the promo.
Again.
A video where they're like, oh, my God, we got to plan a second week. You're supposed to call people.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
What they have also announced is that they're going to crown their first women's champion on the first night of AEW. I don't even know if they have an official name. Or just call it Wednesday Night Dynamite because that seems to be what the trademark was filed. So,
Awesome Kong.
you think Awesome Kong will be the
I
first
don't know.
champion? I don't know if we're picking that now, but yeah, we'll get to
Allie?
that with all
Randy
out.
Rhodes.
Lead up.
I wouldn't mind seeing Allie.
Randy Rhodes.
Randy Rhodes. Oh, man.
She would do that just to piss off the wrestling world.
I know.
I see. Here's the difference between AEW and WWE. When WWE does something like that, they think that's what the fans want. When AEW would do something like that, they know they're pissing people off intentionally.
exactly.
Wow.
Like when she came out, like she was going to be the 4th person in the match at Double or Nothing, and everyone was like starting to boo, and then all of a sudden, Awesome
Here comes
Kong,
Kong.
and I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap! So yeah,
Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see how they set that up. I wonder if they're going to have how they're going to decide that, because the only show they're going to have, at least right now, that's scheduled before they make their TV debut is All Out.
they might do
And
like
that's Labor Day
that'll be
weekend.
it.
maybe they'll do like a 6-pack challenge or something like that, or like maybe like a gauntlet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty interesting. So, then some other news as well. Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns are going to be on the cover of WWE 2K20. It's going to be released October 22nd.
The man in the big dog.
Love the commercial, by the way.
Yeah, that was a good.
It was a great commercial. Interesting to see Hogan back on WWE commercials
Yeah,
again.
he's gonna get his heat back though. He won't let it.
Yeah.
Also good to see Sheamus.
Yeah.
Sheamus in there. That's true. Interesting thing. You had Velveteen Dream and Hulk Hogan in the same commercial, and possibly
That
in the
was
same room
weird.
on TV. Wasn't that weird? Only because of the back and forth on Twitter.
And
Anyway,
Stone, and Stone Cold.
and Stone Cold, which was great. So
Business
it was all
is
good. One thing they have said about this video game,
Said
it will
business is
be
business.
Hogan obviously will be in the game. Obviously, he's in the commercial. China will be making her return to WWE video
That
games
makes me
with
happy.
this
That's
version. So
But I heard like it's impossible to pin Hogan in the game. Like he's gonna kick out in 2.5.
Especially SummerSlam.
Yes.
SummerSlam kicks out at 1 and starts hulking up.
Whatever,
First 5
whatever,
minutes.
even if you're. Sorry,
Jesus Christ.
Player 1 versus player 2. Whoever picks Hogan at SummerSlam, they just can't lose.
So what if they both pick Hogan?
Oh.
Like
Red Ring of Death.
so it's like
wow.
it's like Real American Hogan versus NWO Hogan, and so they just wrestle.
Real American Hogan has to go over there
It'll just be a time limit draw.
unless the NWO runs in. So
Yeah.
And then the Ultimate Warrior would run in.
I hope they have. I hope they have Hogan under the mask.
the One Warrior.
What,
Nation.
Mr. America?
Mr. America.
Why?
Yes.
Put the Mr. America costume in there.
I loved
What are you
I-
talking about? That wasn't Hogan. They proved it.
I loved the Mr. America
Mr.
thing because that
America
was so stupid.
is running the American branch of the orphanage that El Generico runs in Mexico.
I totally believe that story.
With Kevin Steen?
Yes.
I'll have to ask Sean Hernandez where Mr. Texas is at right now.
Oh my god, I forgot he did that. Funniest story. So I remember being at SmackDown like in 2003 or 4, and he was still doing that. And he actually like after the cameras went off, he like took his mask off briefly.
yeah.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, "What is the point?" Because that was like really before I really knew about kayfabe and everything. I was just like, "What is the point of this? Who doesn't know this?"
Yeah.
Who doesn't know it's him?
There's a famous one Dusty did back in like the 80s where he lost a loser leave town match and then came back as like the masked rider.
The Midnight Rider. Yes,
Midnight
I really.
Rider, yeah.
He you know they pulled that swerve in Ring of Honor once.
Did they really?
Like it was a bunkhouse brawl between Steve Carino's group and Homicide's team, and the Midnight Rider came out, but then Dusty Rhodes slid in behind the team, started beating everybody up.
I was like,
Wow.
Can we also talk about the whole women being on the
No.
story mode?
Yeah, that was cool. It was
The
like
Four
they're
Horsewomen.
showcasing a lot of the Four Horsewomen stuff, and then when you go through
nice.
the career, you'll be able to choose to go through as a male or a female wrestler. on
Oh,
the,
that's really
the
cool.
career
Which is
mode,
first
so.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. And they also
forgot
were
about
like
that.
for the first time, we're having mixed match challenge matches.
Mixed tag matches.
But they've had that before.
They've had that
Not
before.
recently,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's been years since they've done it, but they had that before, like the SmackDown games. Or
I guess
they're
First
trying.
time, I guess, on this generation.
Yeah.
I guess
the
I'm gonna say
2K brand.
it's the first is the 2K brand. That
Okay.
we've never done before. They're like
Yeah.
no, you have.
I think I was telling JC this too, that people on Twitter and Instagram and wherever else are complaining. Half people are complaining that Becky should be on the cover by herself, and half people are complaining that Roman Reigns should be on the cover by himself. That it shouldn't be two people.
No,
that bad?
I can. It
I
doesn't.
don't think it matters.
I don't think so
but-
either. People
but-
are complaining,
but
but
people
I
are
feel like
complaining
you
because of
represent one of the biggest superstars, male superstars. You represent obviously the biggest superstar, male.
I think
female.
it's. I think it's also because the former games only had one person.
Yeah, but
so
if
you have the biggest year for
I get
Becky,
that.
you want to have maybe her
But
be the
it-
cover, or,
but
I mean,
it wasn't that long ago when they would have to, because like one year Triple H and Shawn Michaels were on the cover.
That's true.
One year, here comes the pain, it was Brock Lesnar, but like you had everybody who was suplexing and F5ing on the cover. It's like
okay.
it's not that big a deal. I think people were just like, it's changed.
I
I
think
don't
Oh,
like
if you think of the old N64 games, they had multiple. wrestlers on
N64
the
games
cover.
had like the entire roster
I
they
think
could
it was
get on the
also
cover.
because
NWO versus
I think it's also
Yeah.
because a lot of people are like, Becky's had the biggest year of her life. She should
I get
deserve
it,
to get the
yeah.
cover by herself. And then other people are like, oh, Roman Reigns, overcame this big thing.
He won the ESPN award,
He won
so
the
you kind
ESPN
of have to have
award.
both.
My thing
Yeah.
is just like it's nothing to really.
I was saying you can have one of them on the regular box, and then the deluxe edition have the other one. Or have a special
But
edition
people
cover.
would argue over.
Or have a
Yeah,
special edition.
they would argue over who
or
gets
have
to be
a-
on which.
Or just have a special edition cover where you can pick either Roman on the cover or Becky on the cover.
They did that one time with like the 2K, where like you could literally flip the insert of the
Yeah.
front to like what superstar. There's like 3 of them.
A lot of games do that too. The Tekken series has done that with like
That's what I'm
tag
saying.
team.
A lot
I
of people-
just-
a lot of people are just talking about that. And,
I just think it's nothing to get worked up over. It's the game cover. It
Yeah.
like those two are no matter what company you're with, of the big news stories wrestling wise, those two had the biggest stories.
Right.
They do.
Becky Lynch's rise out of almost nowhere to be at the top of the entire wrestling world, and Roman Reigns overcame cancer. So
Yeah,
let
exactly.
them both have the cover. Who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
As
long as the game's good.
It's not like they didn't do anything to earn it. It'd be different if they just put them on the cover just because they're there. But no, those two earned it.
and they're both movie stars. So
This is true.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go.
This is true. I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw yet, but I heard it's stupid fun, and that's what I want.
I need to
would
see
you
it.
expect anything else
Yeah.
from?
No,
it?
that's my point.
Yeah, and Ron
Anyone
Reagan
who
got
goes
like
in there,
90%. I was like, wow.
anyone who goes in there expecting more is like you're an idiot. Go watch the stupid guy flick. Go watch the stupid.
That's the
guy
whole point.
flick.
It
That's
gets
all I
ridiculous,
want
but
out
it's
of
fun.
it is the stupid guy flick.
On to that, though, we do want to send our condolences to the family
Yes.
of Harley Race, legendary NWA wrestler mostly, but WWE Hall of Famer as well.
Legendary manager too.
Yeah.
Yes, big manager for
Vader,
God, so many people. Lex Luger.
Yeah.
So this, old age. It was a bit of a shock, but it's
It was.
crazy.
It was. But my God, what a life he lived.
Yes.
He was definitely one of the ones that people for generations would always talk about looking up to. And,
Yeah.
Punk in his interview with Cabana, they talked about, at one point Punk said, he wanted to be like Harley Race as the champion that was always there, never sick, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people throughout the years that he's just one of those that they're, Triple H patterns a lot of what he did
Yeah.
after Harley Race as one of them.
Yeah, and I know Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan, New Japan. I think everyone who had a show right after they got the news, everyone did a 10-bell salute of some kind, held up his pictures because he had been everywhere too.
Yeah, he
That's
really
another thing.
has,
Is he had his fingerprints all over every country where there was wrestling some kind of way. He had either wrestled there or just made appearances there some kind of way. So pretty much all these promotions owe something to Harley Race right now.
Definitely. So, very sad news. It's
Yeah.
always sad when we lose a wrestler, but rest in peace, Harley.
Yep.
And
One other thing, just because we do bag on WWE a lot about things, I don't know if he's related or not, but Trevor Murdoch, the former wrestler or that used to wrestle there, put out that WWE paid for him to be flown. I think if I remember correctly, he was at his house when he kind of came down real sick, and they wanted to take him to a special center, but he was going to have to do a ride to get him over there was going to be difficult in the state, and Vince and WWE stepped in and paid for everything.
That's
to
good.
transport him. So
That's good.
We bag on them for a lot of things, but that was
That's
definitely awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
did
one of
hear-
those
I
things
did
they
hear
do
that,
right. They offer free drug rehab for anyone that needs it. That's a former wrestler, so he used to work for the company. So they're very good about that. So that is very nice to hear that, especially, he's in the Hall of Fame. You really got to take care of him as well. Yeah. So now we move into our 1 minute warning. It's been a couple weeks.
I don't have anything.
Actually, I don't know if I do either. Because
it's been a while. I think we've covered everything that we
so you got 4 minutes.
So
sure.
I think we should see how SummerSlam goes, and I'll probably we'll all have one.
Next week we'll be like,
it's like, I got one this week.
Mike, do you have anything?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, well, I'll see how long this goes then.
Yeah, go for it.
JC.
I do.
Please keep it under 4 minutes.
I'll try.
And he'll start.
Is it about Alexa or Gail?
No, it's about Angel Blue.
Okay.
We love you. We're all thinking of you. If you don't know by now, I put it on the Twitter account for the WrestleCast. Angel Blue, who's basically a superstar in Texas, a great heel, has cussed this guy out so many times.
And I've given it right back to her, so don't worry about that.
But great wrestler, trained up in the Dallas area, lives in the Dallas area, and she suffered a really...
By Lance Archer.
Yes, she's trained by Lance Hoyt. That's correct. She suffered a very, pretty much career-threatening injury, neck, spine issues, and through circumstances beyond her control, is homeless. And there's been a GoFundMe that's been set up by a friend of hers.
You mean the shirt I keep forgetting?
Yeah, to help her with medical expenses. And as somebody who's dealt with crazy medical expenses, I know how that is. So
It'll be at the bottom.
I'll put a link here. I'll put it in the description where you can go and donate. Donate what you can. It would be greatly appreciated.
$5, whatever you can.
I've ragged on Sammy Guevara. He's still a piece of shit, but he did donate $100 to this GoFundMe. Always been nice to Angel, which is great to hear. Angel, for Tina and I, we've always looked after her. Her life.
She's her kid.
Yes.
Well, was one of her.
But we've always been there for her. We'll always be here for you.
Yeah.
If you ever need anything, just let us know. We're here for you. I know we're five hours away in San Antonio, but we do love you. We do miss you. We hope you're doing well. That being said about Angel, and I know I'm way over time. I'm taking a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
There needs to be an Evolution this year, pay-per-view.
Yes.
I know it's not in the plans, which is, I'm be frank with you, is complete bullshit.
That was shocking.
Becky, I'm glad, finally came out and said it. We can have an Evolution without Ronda Rousey.
Exactly.
Ronda, great, was part of Evolution, but she's not the reason you had Evolution. Okay? The women on that roster who busted their ass, who made the division something special. That show was great. And you could have had Ronda not be on it, and it still would have been great. It needs to happen every year. Please bring it back.
You could technically have Trish and Lita.
You could have them challenge for the tag titles on that show.
Exactly.
And
there's a lot you can do. And as a father of a young daughter who is watching wrestling, is loving it, I want her to have something to look forward to seeing once a year. A big women's pay-per-view.
And Alexa losing the titles.
Dick. Shout out, by the way, also to Izzy, who is killing it both in jiu-jitsu. Izzy, the Bailey super fan from the Florida area.
She's really?
Been part of wrestling. She's jiu-jitsu. She's winning a lot of competitions for that.
How old is she now?
She's like in her teens. But
14,
she's
man.
She's getting wrestler training. She's gotten a lot of respect from some camps as well.
Make Izzy look strong.
Trust me, I
feel old.
I'm keeping an eye on her through Twitter. I mean, but her promos are top notch, dude.
Dude,
she can talk.
Bet money. 4 years, they're gonna sign her. Bet money,
bro. Hey, if Bully Ray is putting her over through SiriusXM, his radio show, in
4 years,
yeah,
she's gonna backstab Bailey.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt
gives
it.
Gives her a hook kick and takes off her headband and just drops it in front of her.
Keep an eye on Izzy if you haven't already. I think her Twitter is @IzzyMania or something like that.
I'm about to.
Go check it out. And she's awesome, dude. She throws it right back on Twitter as well.
So here's the thing about not having Evolution. That puts a bad stigma on Rousey. That's not her fault. Like, it's like saying like it only happened because of her, and everyone will blame Ronda, when it's not Ronda's fault. That's the only thing with all this stuff around Ronda Rousey that everyone will blame her for. It's like, yeah, but is it really her fault, or is it Vince putting all this on her? And then if it goes south, it's Ronda. No, it's not.
It's always Vince's fault. That's always a safe way to go.
Yeah. I just don't like that because
I know what you
with a few things aside, like that she does take full credit for. Like if she ever like injures anyone, she'll take credit. She'll admit when she's wrong. But like people put things on her that I don't think is ever her fault. And it's like they say, "Oh, this only happened because of Ronda." Like, well, no, it happened because Ronda doesn't run the company. Is my basic point.
No.
It's like if anything happens, like
sure, she brought more eyes to the company, but
sure,
she doesn't run the company.
yeah. But when people say, "Oh, this went wrong because she's taking it," no, Ronda can't take spots. Because she doesn't have that power. Vince is giving spots away, yeah. But at the same time, it's not the first time he's done that.
You can have an evolution every year, and I guarantee you will get more people in that show every year than you had the last Saudi Arabia show.
If you feel like
I will say that much.
If you feel like you're not gonna sell, then bring it to a city that likes wrestling, regardless of what it is.
Chicago.
Chicago.
San Antonio. San
Antonio.
Bring it here.
Or here's a crazy
Philly.
idea: use your women well throughout the entire year, so people want to see them.
You can also book it at a smaller venue, just like NXT or something.
Yeah,
it's not that impossible to do. Is what I'm saying.
Shimmer, they sell out all their shows and they film like 3 or 4 in a row. So
you have 5 championships designated for women in the whole entire company. That's 5 matches you have right there.
At least
you
5.
can have the finals of a Mae Young Classic there, and it's so
and
much
which
more.
another thing they're not doing that I guess this year either.
That's also bull.
They did it for 2 years in a row and then they stopped.
That news gives us the official WrestleCast #bullshit
Ding.
of the week. All right. Anyway, on to this weekend's show. NXT TakeOver Toronto is Saturday, August 10th at 6 p.m. Central Time. Kickoffs at 5 p.m. I believe 5 or 5:30. From the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Of course, it'll be on WWE Network. New subscribers are free to watch this.
Gratis.
Free as well to watch WWE SummerSlam, which is the next day, 6 p.m. Central Time, Sunday, August 11th. Kickoff is likely going to be at 4 p.m. Central. Also from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada. 2 back-to-back shows, and of course, Raw and SmackDown will be at the same arena as well. So, as for us, our Twitter account is at @CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel for more episodes. Send us your thoughts on the shows. Look out for our Twitter poll for both nights where we seen who everyone thinks is the match of the night. We only get 4 nominees. You're welcome to send us a nominee throughout the night as well.
Yep.
Sometimes we get a little controversy, but hey, we pick who we think's the 4 best ones. Let you guys decide. So, and next week, of course, we'll be recapping this week's show, the shows for this weekend: NXT TakeOver Toronto and WWE SummerSlam. And next week will be.
So we'll either be happy, raged, or indifferent.
It'll also be our 1-year anniversary show next week.
Oh my God. We've been doing this a year.
Crazy.
Holy
Come
snap.
on, anyone wants to party with me?
I'll party. Hey.
To think when we started, we did not have microphones. We didn't have a green screen. I don't even think we had
What do the
T-shirts
kids do?
hanging
We
up.
didn't have microphones, did we?
No.
What do the kids do? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are
Whoa.
teachers. You
I
tell
can't
me.
do it.
My future
Like, my nieces make fun of-
I block it out.
My
My
nieces
future
make fun of
stepdaughter
me,
does it
they're
all the
like,
time.
What are you
Whoa.
doing?
I don't think I did it right at all. So
They tell me to catch it, and I just play with it. I'm like, what do you mean? What,
Yeah.
Catch what?
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
they tell me hit the
We-
whoa, and I'm like, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
Whoa, I think Blossom. Whoa. We mentioned Ronda Rousey. I will say that she was on Up, Down, Down Superstar Save Point with Xavier Woods, and they were talking and playing Turtles in Time. On
Yeah, they
Super
were. I saw
Nintendo,
that.
which is great.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion,
And
is the best Turtles in
and
Time
she has
version.
a YouTube channel, which is hilarious.
Yes, she has a YouTube channel. And then shout out to Xavier Woods, who this past weekend was at EVO and he was on stage, the main stage on Sunday, hyping up some of the early
Street Fighter,
finals. Street Fighter, of course. But he's a big fan of Windjammers. Windjammers had a big side tournament on Saturday, and you could hear him in the background cheering when stuff was going down because the finals were epic. If you don't know what Windjammers
he's so
is,
animated, dude.
if you don't know what Windjammers is, it's basically a top-down view kind of game, back and forth, where you're throwing a frisbee trying to score points.
Kind of looks like Pong.
Kind of, sort of,
Kinda.
yeah. I have it on my PS4 because
It's like a
they
ultimate
put a
frisbee
ROM of it
pong.
up there. It's so much
Ultimate
fun.
frisbee
It's so
pong?
intense.
Ultimate.
That's what it looks like.
It's kind of like that, but trust me, when
I gotta check this
you
out
got to
now.
check this out. We'll load it upstairs if you want to see it. But it's a fun game, and it's so much fun to watch. And Xavier Woods was so hype. Go back and find some videos of it from the Twitch feeds. You could just hear Xavier Woods screaming in the background when the Americans are winning because we got to dethrone the French. The French are so good at this game. We got to dethrone the French one time for a world championship.
Got to dethrone the French. I bet that's the first time that phrase has been said in history.
I surrender.
Wow.
Enjoy this weekend's show for the Countdown City WrestleCast. This is Tommy.
Arigato.
That's Mike.
Adios.
See what language Tina comes up with. This is Tina.
Adios.
And I'm JC.
Buenas noches.
Until next time, Heels and Bay Faces, remember, pro wrestling is real. People are fake. See y'all. Hey. Throw it.
I'm ready for my 1 minute morning. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.